recording this. So we're gonna go to here's Blackboard. Can you guys see in the screen the Blackboard course?
Yes.
Okay, so we are gonna go right here where it says reviews and exams. That's the same place that you're gonna go to take the exam. Okay, so you're gonna click on review, chapter 2 review. Click again, and there you go. This is the review. This is the blank copy. As soon as we're done here, I will upload the one that we just gonna be doing, okay? With the answers. So again, if we go back here, I'm gonna go where it says reviews and exams. Right here, chapter 2 review. Here's the blank copy, and in a couple hours, you're gonna see the one that says chapter 2 review answers. If you were going to take the exam, you're gonna click on exam 1, chapter 2, and click here, and you start taking the exam. All right, and this part is for you to upload your work, your Scratch work. All of it, and it needs to be in order. So at least it doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3 in the order of the exam, but I need every exercise with the number. So if you decided to do number 5 before number 1, please write down 5, write down the exercise, and I need to see the work for every exercise. Okay? And then you upload it here. That needs to be done right after you take the exam. No later than 15 minutes, okay? That should be up right away. Any questions? You go to review and exams. If you're gonna take the exams, which we are not yet, it will be open Friday and Saturday. Okay? You're gonna click here and you take the exam. And you're gonna click here and you're gonna upload the answers, all the work. Any questions, guys? Okay. So now let me go back here. Let me share the screen again. Okay, so let's do, I'm going to do the odd numbers first. And as soon as we are done, I'll go back and see if we could do the even numbers, all right?
Do we have any other homework besides the review this week?
This week you're going to have, yes, because you will have homework because on Thursday, we're going to be starting chapter 3.
Okay.
I don't know if you can or not.
And do we start the exam on our own?
Yeah.
Okay.
That will be open for you guys, available on Friday. Friday and Saturday. Okay? And I used to have the... Okay, so then you will have homework for Sunday. That is going to be due, answering your question. You have a question?
Is that exam for us also? We have to do it?
Is that what?
The exam? Yes.
You got to take the exam. Yeah, chapter 2. If we look at the Hold on, let me see how am I gonna do this. Let me go back here. Right here. Let's go back to what it says syllabus, course calendar. Mhm. Right here. So right here in the calendar says that today, the 31st, take a look at it, Alicia. The 31st, we're taking the exam. On Thursday, we're gonna be doing 3.1, 3.5, and 3.6. So the chapter, exam 1, chapter 2, you guys can take it either Friday or Saturday. And Sunday, you guys will have the homework that is due. Can you guys see the schedule?
Yes.
All right, so let's go back. Stop sharing.
Okay, so I'm sure you already answered this question, but for the do we have to print off the review and then take a picture of it, or?
Tomorrow is February, buddy.
Do we have to, you could print, I mean, it would be nice if you guys can print the review. Yeah. That's what, if you have a printer available, go ahead and print it, yeah. Otherwise, just write the exercises on your notebook.
Okay.
After that, you said printer and what else? Or take a picture, you said? The problem with the pictures is that I think that you guys need to write this down. And you need to do the review a couple times before you take the exam to make sure that you understand, okay? So let's do it.
Wait,
The first
sorry. When is the exam?
Friday and Saturday. Friday the 3rd and Saturday the 4th. Take a look at the course calendar.
All right. Thank you.
So the first one says that we just need to solve that, meaning solve it for R, right? R will be the variable. So what do I do there? I'm going to distribute that. Distribute the 9 over 2, the negative 9 over 2. That's what I'm going to do first. So I'm taking the negative 9 over 2, negative 9 over 2, multiplied by 8R, and then I'm taking negative 9 over 2, multiplied by 14. When I do that, I know this is going to be what? Negative and positive will be negative 9 over 2 multiplied by 14 minus 10 equals to negative 145. There are a few ways that we could do this. You could multiply 9 times 8 divided by 2. Or you could simplify it. But let's do it this way. 9 times 8 is what? 72?
72.
Mm-hmm. Divided by 2. That's going to be negative. Now, 9 times 14. I don't have my calculator here.
126.
126. 126 divided by 2 minus 10 equals to negative 145. So let's not forget the R, and here's the R. Now let's simplify it, okay? What do we have what do we get when we have 72 divided by 2? That would be negative 36. 126 divided by 2. That's 63 minus 10 equals to negative 145. I'm going to combine these two numbers, which is going to give me a negative 36 minus 73 equals negative 145. Right? Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a 0 by adding 73 on both sides of the equation. So this is going to be negative 145 plus 73. I get 72. Did you guys get that too? Okay. And it's going to be negative. So it will be negative 36R now I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, and that's going to be R it's going to be positive because they both have the negative sign, okay? So it's going to be 72 divided by 36. That's going to be 2. So R is equal to 2. Okay, guys? Any questions on this one? All right, I'm gonna keep going, okay? Number 3. Number 3 says that classify the equation as a conditional equation, an identity, or a contradiction. So in order to do that, first, I'm going to distribute the numbers just to see the two expressions. So let's multiply 60 times 2. That would be 120x. 60 times 1. I'm distributing the 60. Negative 60. 15 times 8. Why did I get it? That's 120x. And 15 times 5 is 75. So just right there, let's not keep going here. We said that when they had the same amount of variables, but different constants, was going to be a what? Contradiction. So contradiction is when the amount, let me write it down again. So it's when the amount of variables is the same like in this case. But the constant is not the same. Don't forget that. So this is contradiction. Okay, you could have keep going. And let's keep going, that way you guys see that is a contradiction. If we were going to subtract 120x from both sides, so what happened here? We're gonna get negative 60 equals to 75. This is a contradiction because negative 60 is not the same as 75. So you could find the answer here or go all the way here and try to solve it, and you get to the point where it says, no, there's no way. All right? That's contradiction. Go ahead.
I was thinking more like adding 60. Will that get the same answer or no? On both sides.
Adding 60 on both sides. Let me do it. It's not going to 120.
Or do we have to get the variable out first? Because we have too many variables.
So that will give us 120x equals to 120x. And no, it's nothing. We don't get to anywhere there by doing that.
Got it.
We will have to, huh?
Thank you.
Identity. Remember, identity will be when the variables are the same and the constant too, but not in this case. And conditional is when what? When it's going to give us x equal to a number. So don't forget that. If you want, write down the definitions. That way you have them there. Not going to be a lot of time to do it during the exam. Now let's go to number 5. Number 5 says, let me. It says, which of the given values is a solution to that equation? So what I will do is, instead of taking every single of these values and replace it here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve this for k. That's what I'm going to do. So let's do it. So we have 8. Let me rewrite it here, okay? Now I'm going to make a 0 by adding 40k on both sides. So what I get is 48k plus 3 is equal to negative 10. Now make a 0 here by subtracting 3. I get 48k equals to negative 13. Multiplied by the reciprocal, and k is equal to negative 13 over 48, right here. So the answer is A.
Can you slow down? You're going like really fast.
Okay, you want me to do it again?
If you want to, but I was just saying, like, if you could slow down a little bit.
Okay. Go ahead, Faisal. Thank you, Jordan.
Hey,
Go ahead, Faisal.
Is there any specific reason why you chose to add 40K instead of 8K?
Oh, no, not at all.
So we
No,
will get the same answer if we add 8K.
no, let's do it with that. 8K plus 3 equals to negative 40K minus 10. So we're going to subtract 8K on both sides. So I get 3 equals to negative 40 minus 8, negative 48K minus 10. I'm going to add 10 on both sides. Why am I doing all of this? Because I need to solve it for K. So when I subtract K on both sides, all the variables are going to be on this side. Then I need to move the number or the constant to the other side. So
Oh,
I will be 13 equals to negative 48K. Now I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal will be 1 over negative 48. 1 over negative 48. So K is going to be equal to 13 over negative 48. So it's exactly the same.
oh, okay.
Move the 3. Yeah, you could make a 0 with the 3. It doesn't matter. You're still going to get the same answer. Okay? Now that's number 5. Oh, 7. Okay, 7 says find the 3 consecutive integers. They want us to find 3. Okay, so my first one is going to be, my first integer is going to be x. My second integer is going to be what? X plus 1, right? Which is the next one. It says find 3 consecutive integers. And the third one is going to be x plus 2. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all of this one. So it's going to be x plus 1 plus x plus 2. And that's going to be equal to negative 36. Okay, here's one integer, here's the other one, and here's the other one. Now I'm going to combine the like terms. So 1x plus another one is 2 plus another one is 3x. Now let's combine the numbers. I have 1 and I have 2. So that will be 3 equals to negative 36. Now I'm going to subtract, right? I need to make a 0 with the 3. I'm going to solve it for x. So negative 36 minus 3 is negative 39. Now I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm going to get x is equal to what is 39 divided by 3? 13. Negative 13. So this is x. So x is equal, my first integer is negative 13. The next one is going to be what? Negative 13 plus 1. That will be negative 12. The next one is going to be negative 13 plus 2. That will be negative 11. So my integers, find 3 consecutive integers. So it's going to be negative 13, negative 12, and negative 11. Okay? Any questions, guys? Okay, let's go to number 9. Don't know where do I have that. Okay. Let's do 9. So it says that a triangular base, no flag, has a, we're doing number 9. So it says that it has an area. So the area is 493 square meters. And the height is 17 meters. It's asking me what is the measure of the base of the flag. And it's telling me that it's a triangle. So if it's a triangle, this is the height. This is the base. And the area, we use 1/2 of the base times the height. Okay? And they are giving us the area and they are giving us the height. And they want us to find the base. The base is the one that we do not have. We don't have the base. So I'm going to replace these numbers in here. There are many ways to do it, at least 2 that I know. Let's do it this way. I'm going to take the 493, replace the area with 493, 1/2. The height is 17, and here's the B, the base. So we do that 17. Let me do the What I will do is 17 times 1 is 17 divided by 2. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. And the reciprocal should be, the reciprocal should be 2 over 17. That's what we're going to be doing. 2 over 17. So then 493 493 times 2 divided by 17. Yeah. I get 58. Mhm. That's going to be 58 meters. All right, guys?
Wait, can you please explain again? I didn't understand at all.
Oh, we just replaced the numbers, the area for 493, and the height with the 17. So then 17 times 1 is 17 over 2. So I multiply by the reciprocal on both sides, and I made a 1 here. So 2 times 493 divided by 17 will give you 58. All right? Do you guys understand this way?
Yep, got it. Thank you.
9. Okay, here's 11. Mhm. Look at this one. It looks long, but it's not that hard. It says that a company producing medicine determines that the ideal weight per dose of a certain drug is 0.05 grams. That's the ideal. That's the ideal weight is 0.0 grams. By law, the actual weight can vary from the ideal value by no more than 0.002 grams. So it's asking us what's the range of weights would be acceptable to an inspector without causing the pharmacy to be fined. So the maximum is going to be what? When we add that. So here's the ideal, 0.00 grams. Let's see, if I add 0.002, that would be the maximum, right? Because that's the 0.02 is the value that can vary. So it could be plus or minus. So if it's plus, it's going to be 0.052 grams. That's the maximum. I could add this amount. We could add it. And the minimum will be 0.05 of but we're going to subtract the 0.002 from it. So we're subtracting this. And what do we get there? This is a 0. So this is going to be 8, 4, 0, and 0. So then the minimum will be 0.048. That's all you have to do there. You're finding the range. That's the maximum, and this is the minimum. How do I find them? By adding or subtracting the value that they're giving us. From the value that they're giving us from the ideal weight. Questions on this one? Let's do 13, guys. Okay. So it says that we need to solve the inequality and write the solution in interval notation. Okay, so we need to solve it and we need to write the solution in interval notation. So let's do it. We have 9y plus 2y plus 6 . Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to distribute this. That will be 2y, and multiplying by 6 times 2 will be 12. Now I'm going to combine the like terms, which is the 9 and the 2y. 9, 10, and 11y. There we go. Now, I need to have the variables on one side and the numbers on the other side, right? So I'm going to subtract the 5y. So 11 minus 5, that will be 6y plus 12 greater than negative 24. Now, what do I do? I'm going to make a 0 by subtracting 12 on both sides. So I get 6y is greater than negative 36. Negative 24 minus 12 is negative 36. Now I'm going to multiply it by the reciprocal. So it's going to be negative 36 divided by 6, that's negative 6. So I solved the inequality, but they're asking me also to write the solution in interval notation. Okay, so let me do it in the number line first. It says negative 6, and it's all of the numbers that are greater than negative 6. Not including the negative 6. So the interval notation is going to be negative 6, from negative 6 to where? To infinity. This is the interval notation. I solve the inequality and then I need to write the solution in interval notation, and we did that. All right, questions on this one? Keep going. Now, let's do number 15. It says, find the solution for the following conditions. Let me write them down here. Graph the solution and write the solution in interval notation. So graph the solution and then write it in interval notation. Two things. So let me do this one first. What are the, and is what? Intersection, right? This is intersection. So let me do the, oh, I forgot the 0 here. Okay, so it's all of the numbers . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . all of the numbers that are less or equal to negative 0, less or equal. So that's going to be this way. Numbers that are less or equal to 0, including the 0. And now, the numbers that are greater or equal to negative 4. Greater or equal to negative 4. And it's an intersection because it's and. So they want me to write the graph, graph the solution. So here's the solution. Where do we see an overlap of two lines? Where do you guys see two lines? From negative 4,
4 and 0, right?
right here. So it's going to be this is the first question, answering the first question. Graph the solution. Here it is. We just graph the solution. The second one is saying, write the solution in interval notation. Okay. So it's going to be from negative 4 to 0, including the 0. That's it. Those are the two questions. Do not forget that and is, this is the symbol, and it means intersection. It's where the two lines overlap. Okay? Any questions on this one? Let's do 17. Right here. It says that we need to it says solve the following relationship. Okay. And then they want us to write the solution in interval notation. Okay. So first we need to solve it. And then we need to write the solution in interval notation. So let me write it down here. 4x minus 3. The absolute value of 4x minus 3 is less than 1. Now, look at this. This is less than. So it's going to be a what? Intersection. Don't forget that because it's less than. So we're going to divide this, meaning that the person is going to only run, going back to the example from last week, the person is only going to run between the 3 miles, no more than 3 miles, up to 3 miles. So 1 is going to be 4x minus 3 less than 1, exactly the same as the original. This is going to be an intersection. And what do? We flip the sign, and the 1 is going to have the opposite sign, negative 1. Don't forget that. The first one is the same as the original. The second one, the symbol, the inequality symbol, we flip the inequality symbol, and the number is going to have, it's going to be the opposite. Now we're gonna solve this one first. I'm going to add 3 on both sides. And what I get is 4x less than 4. Now I'm gonna multiply by the reciprocal. And what I get is what? 4 over 4 is what? 1. Is it clear for you guys to see that? Now, let's do this part. We're gonna add 3, 4x, negative 1 plus 3 will be 2. Now, when I multiply by the reciprocal of 4, is 1 over 4. So x is going to be equals to what is 2 over 4? If we simplify it, it's 1 over 2. From here, you get 2 over 4. If you simplify by 2, you get 1 over 2. So let's do it. We have 1/2, and we have a 1 here. So the first one says the numbers that are less than 1. So less than 1 goes this way. Right? And the ones that are greater than. Nothing is including, okay? Where do we see the overlapping of the two lines? Between 1/2 and 1. So right there, it says that I need to, let me graph the solution. The solution will be between positive 1/2 and 1. That's the solution. And the interval notation will be from where? From 1/2 to 1. Any questions, guys? Okay. Um, 19. It says, solve the following relationship. Hold on. Oh. Okay, we gotta go back and do the other ones. Okay. This one. They want us to solve the following relationship. Write your solution in interval notation. Okay, let's do it. We're gonna solve it. So they are giving us 2x minus 1, the absolute value of that, greater than 5. Oh, also says that if there's no solution, enter your answer as 0 with the slash, okay? So greater than, meaning you're gonna run more than 3 miles, at least 3 miles. So what do I need to do? Let's write down this one, the same as the original, but this is gonna be union. And it's gonna have the same as the original, flip the sign, and the opposite number. So this is related to this. This is union. Just like this one was intersection. Okay? So let's solve them. We have +1 and +1, right? So we get 2x greater than 6. If I multiply by the reciprocal, 6 divided by 2 is what? That's 3, right? Now, on this side, I'm going to add 1 on both sides. So -5 plus 1, that's -4. If I multiply by the reciprocal, sorry, -4 divided by 2, that's what? That's -2. There we go. Union. So let's do it. Here's the -2, and here's the 3. First one says the numbers that are greater than 3. And the other one says the numbers that are less than -2. So the union, the way you're going to write down this interval notation is you're going to write down this part, which is what? It goes from -infinity to -2, union with 3 to where? To infinity. Okay? And that's going to be your answer. So we solve it and we write and we wrote the solution. An interval notation. Go ahead.
Isn't this supposed to be no solution? Because in Newton, when I got such problem, it was no solution.
When you what? Say that again. When you
When I was in Newton, I was doing homework on this topic. Problem like this were no solution because there were no intersections.
it depends on the exercise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not all of them are the same. I'll show you one that has no solution, okay?
All right.
Yeah, but this one. Here's another answer to this one. Oh, no, sorry. 3x minus 8. No. That's the solution that I have for this one. 21. Look at this one. This one we have the equal sign. There's an equal sign here. So let's do it. So first, what do I need to do? I need to isolate the variable. Don't forget that. So let's do that. So this is going to be 6n minus 5. The absolute value of this equals to -8. Right there. Take a look at that. Is that possible? Can an absolute value be equal to negative at a negative number? No.
Uh,
It
Well,
can be.
it's about to shut down, I guess.
Oh,
That's it.
cancel. Okay, thank you. Thanks. So this is not possible. So the answer here is this. It is not possible for an absolute value equation to result in a negative number. Not possible for an absolute value equation to result in a negative number. Okay? That's why it's zero. Twenty-two. 23. 23, it says that they're giving us, it says solve for x and write down the solution in interval notation. Nothing different from what we've been doing, okay?
Can you go back to 21 again? Hold on 1 second, please.
Sure.
Pay attention.
I wasn't paying. My bad. Hold on. Let me. Okay, I took a picture of it. Thank you.
It is not possible for an absolute value equation to result in a negative number. Now, let me write this down here. So we have 5 minus 2x less or equal to -1, or means what? Union, don't forget that. 6 plus 3x less or equal to 4. So I'm going to solve this one and then this one. The first one. I will subtract the 5, making a 0. So it's going to give me a -2x less or equal to -6, right? Now I'm going to multiply by what? By the reciprocal, right? When I do that, notice that what are we doing? Dividing by a negative number. When we do that, what happens? We flip the signs. Don't forget that. So x is going to be equal to what? This will be positive, right? 6 over 2 is what? Is 3. Now, let's do this side. I'm going to subtract the 6. So that would be 3x. 4 minus -6 would be -2. Going to multiply by the reciprocal. So that's going to be x less or equal 2 over 3. We're always going to be keeping the fraction. This is union. So the -2 over 3 goes here, and the 3 goes over here. So let's do the first one. The first one says the numbers that are greater or equal to 3. Here they are. Numbers that are greater or equal. Now let's get the ones that are the numbers that are less or equal. The numbers that are less or equal to -2/3. It's a union. So it's going to be, we're going to start at what? -infinity, and we're going to go to -2/3, right? And we're including the -2/3. This is going to be union with 3 to where? To infinity. Notice that the infinity signs, negative and positive, don't have a bracket. They have an open parenthesis, okay? Let me write this down here. Don't forget that n is intersection. Or is union, okay? Keep that handy. Hi, Sierra.
Good morning.
Okay, so go ahead and write that down, and we go back and do the even numbers. So we're gonna go back to, why don't I start from where we finished? Let's do the 24. Yes, let's do it that way. Okay. So we're gonna do number 24, which is exactly as 23. It's going to be a union. So I'll show you how we did that one. I'm going to, let me rewrite it here. Or is union. Again, they're asking me to solve it and write the solution. So I'm going to distribute. That will be 6x. And this one will be -9 less than -5. So let's start working on this one. Let's go. So that's going to be +9 and +9. That will be 6x. -5 + 9, that's 4, right? And if I multiply by the reciprocal, which is 1/6, what I get here is 4/6, right? But what is 4/6? Can we simplify that? Yeah. 4/6 is 2/3. If we divide the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2. Okay? Now, let's do this one. We're going to add, we're going to add 1. 4x greater than 4. Greater than 1, right? 4/4. So we have x less than 2/3 union with x greater than 1. So let's do it. We have a 2/3 here, and we have a 1 here. So the numbers that are less than 2/3, that's gonna be, they're gonna go this way. And the ones that are greater than 1. So here's the interval notation. It's gonna go from where? From negative infinity to 2/3, not including the 2/3, union with 1, not including the 1, to infinity. Questions there, guys? Now let's go back and 22. We're gonna do 22, okay? We did 21, we're gonna do 22, okay? We have, it says, absolute value 5x minus 4 minus 3 equals to 8. They want us to solve it. I'm going to isolate the absolute value first. Right? So the absolute value equal to a positive number. Okay. So from here, I'm going to have one that is exactly 11, and the other one is going to be 5x minus 4 equals to what? To negative 11. Remember, this is the same example as when we did that. It's going to run exactly 3 miles. So you go one direction 3 miles, and on the other direction, you're going to go 3 miles too. Okay? Because we have an equal sign. So let me add the 4 to make a 0 there. And we're going to have 5x equals to 11 plus 4 is 15. Now I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, and that's going to be 15 over 5 is going to be a what? That would be 3, right? Now, let me add 4 here. Negative 11 plus 4. That would be negative 7. Remember the calculator that does for you guys, okay? So this is going to be negative 7 over 5. The answer is going to be this one. It only says solve for x. So 1x could be 3 or negative 7 over 3. This is an absolute value equation. It's equal to that sign, to that number. Questions on this one? Let's do 20. Take a look at 20, guys. It says to solve the following relationship. Okay? It says that that absolute value is greater than negative 1. We're going to, let me just give you, so this is what we have. every absolute value is by definition greater than -1, because always results in a number that is 0 or greater. So the value of x really does not matter because it's going to be all of the numbers, all of the real numbers. When you look at it this is one solution, one way to see it, and I'll show you the other one, okay? So let me write this down. Every absolute value is by definition than -1. By definition, and that's because always results in a number that is what? That is 0 or greater than 0. The absolute value. So the value of the x in this case really does not matter, because it's going to be x are all of the x's that are elements, all of the numbers that are elements of the real numbers. Okay? But let's do it. Let's say we don't realize that. So we take the 3x minus 8. One is going to be like the original, because it's greater than, it's going to be a union. Remember that. The other one is going to be flipping the sign, opposite. See, we flip the symbol and opposite sign. -1, here's a 1. Now we're going to add 8 on both sides. So this is going to be 3x -1 plus 8. That would be 7, right? And multiplying by the reciprocal. So I get x greater than 7 over 3. Perfect. Now let's do this one. I'm adding 8. So I get 3x less than 9. Multiplied by the reciprocal. What is 9 divided by 3? That would be 3. So let's do the graph the solution. So we have 7 over 3, and we have 3 here. So it says the numbers that are greater than 7 over 3. Greater than 7 over 3. Now, the numbers that are less than less than 3 is a union. When we do unions, we squeeze the two lines together. So if I squeeze the two lines together, what is going to be my result? It's going to go from where? From -infinity to infinity. So it's exactly the same solution. All of the numbers. Where you're doing a union, you're squeezing the lines together. You're just putting them together. That's all. Got it? Now, this is 20. Let's go to 18. 18. Mhm. Look at 18. 18 says that if we have, for the following, so we have 7x plus 2, absolute value of that, plus 8 less than 4. So I'm going to isolate the variable, right? The absolute value. Four minus 8, negative 4, right? Right here. Is that going to be possible? No. An absolute value cannot be less than negative 4. There's no way. So in this case, it is not possible to run less than negative 4 miles or fewer. So the answer here is going to be no solution. You cannot run. There's no way an absolute value is going to be less than 4. If it is the negative 4, it needs to be greater than. So be careful. First, isolate the variable. Don't forget to do that. So we did 17, yeah, was to 18, 16, right? So 16 says that, it says, right there. They want us to find a solution for the following conditions. Okay. And is on what? An intersection. 2x plus 9 greater than 3. Don't forget, this is intersection, okay? So we're gonna be adding so this is going to be 9 plus 3, that would be 12. Now I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So I just solve this side. Let's solve this one. Gonna subtract 9, making a 0. So I get 2x greater or equal. 3 minus 9 is gonna be negative 6. So if I divide by 2, negative 6 divided by 2 would be negative 3. And this is intersection. Go ahead and write that down. So let me do the number line. So we have the negative 3 here, and we have the 2 here. The numbers that are less than 2, that's going to be what? Less than 2 is going to be this way. Right? And the numbers that are greater than or equal. Greater or equal to -3. It's an intersection. Where do the two lines overlap? They overlap right here, right? So my answer is going to be, it's happening from where to where. We're going to include the 3, but the 2 is not included. So the interval notation will be including the -3 to 2, but we're not including the 2. It says graph the solution. Graph the solution. Here's the solution. We just graph it. And write the interval notation, number 2. Here's the interval notation. Do not forget the brackets. This is closed bracket because we were included. It was included. Greater or equal to -3, but the 2 wasn't. Questions, guys? So 16. Let's do 14, guys. They want us to find the inequality, and we just need to write the solution. Okay. Solve the inequality right here. So let me rewrite it here. 8p plus so I'm going to distribute, right? So that would be 3p. 3 times -12 would be -36. 7p minus 28, right? Now I'm going to, what was it? Go ahead. Okay. I'm going to combine the like terms, which is what? 11p minus 36. Now I'm going to make a 0 here. That would be 11p, 7p, -28 plus 36 is 8. Now I need to subtract the 7p. So what I get here is what? 4p greater than 8. And my last step is multiply by the reciprocal. And the reciprocal is what? P greater than 8 over 4. 8 divided by 4. That would be 2. So they want me to solve it. We just solve it. They want me to write the solution in interval notation. All of the numbers that are greater than 2. So it's going to be 2 to where? To infinity. Because let's say here's the 2. All of the numbers that are greater than 2. So it's going to be from 2 to infinity. Okay? Now, 12. 12 is exactly as the one that we did. They're giving us this is what we need, 80 millimeters. But they're saying that it could vary this much, 0.009 millimeters. So what I'm going to do is, for the maximum, because it's asking me the diameter of the rod can be between this and this. So what we need to do is add and subtract. So we're going to be 80 millimeters. We're going to subtract 0.009 millimeters. And when we do that in the calculator, we get 79.991. So it's going to go from this one, that's the minimum, and we're going to do the maximum. The maximum is going to be the 80 millimeters plus 0.009 millimeters. So it's going to be 80.009 millimeters. Okay. Now let's do this one. The area of a triangular painting, oh, remember this one? Is, well, here's the triangle. Let's tell me that the area is 216. And it's going to be square inches. And let's give me the base, that is 18 inches. So right here is 18 inches. And they're asking us for the height. So this is the unknown. And my equation for the triangle is 1/2 base times the height. Not always need to be the same equation. They might give you a different one in the exam, okay? They might say the value. So just go with what the exam is giving you. Oh, she got disconnected. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute the numbers. Area is what? 216. And the base is 18. And H is the one that I do not have. So a lot easier, this one is, I will divide 18 divided by 2 is 9. Right away, if you guys can see that 18 divided by 2 is 9. Okay, so then what we need to do here is just multiply by the reciprocal. So 216 divided by 9 give me a 24 inches height. What I was telling them, Wilmaris, is that in the exam, you might not have the same formula. They might give you a volume formula, but they will give it to you. So go by what the exam is giving you. May not be the area of a triangle. It may be a different one, but it will be given to you guys. Okay? This is one way to do it. We could just take this part and solve it for the height if you want to do that. But I think it's easier if we substitute the numbers that are given to us, okay? So this number 3 says, find 3 consecutive even integers. Okay? So find 3 is the same as, they need to be even. That's the difference. Here they did not need to be even, but here they do. Okay? So the first one is going to be x. Second one needs to be even, so I'm going to add 2. And the third one, I'm going to add y. I'm going to add 4. So let me add them all up. X plus 2 plus x plus 4. And here says that it needs to be the same. Add up to 120. This is 1, 2, and 3 integers. Now I'm going to combine the like terms. I have 3x and combine like terms, 4 and 2 is 6. Now I'm going to solve it for x. So this is going to be 3x 114, right? Now I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. And 114 divided by 3 is 38. So if x is equal to 38, here is going to be what? 38 plus 2 will be 40. And 38 plus 4 will be what? 42. So I got 38, 40, and 42. Those are my 3 consecutive even integers. When I add them up, I get 120. Go ahead and try it, and you get 120. Now, let's do 6. It says, which of the given values is a solution to this equation? The way I do it, I just solve it. I mean, 7p plus 5. I'm just rewriting. Okay, I'm going to add 7. Sorry, it's adding. So it's going to be 14p plus 5 equals to -2. That would be -7, right? And if I divide by the reciprocal, so what is -7 over 14? That would be -1 over 2, right? When we simplified. So the answer is going to be D. Now, let's do number 4. We're almost done. Let's do number 4 and classify the equation as a conditional equation, identity, or contradiction. So I'm just going to multiply. I'm going to distribute this first. So that will be 88C and 55 minus 8C. This is going to be 80C plus 50 plus 5. I'm going to combine like terms. That's going to give me an 80C plus 55. And I'm going to combine the 50 plus 5, 80C plus 55. What do we notice? We notice that, hey, the variables are the same, 80C and 80C on both sides. The constant, I have the same one, 55 and 55. So what's the answer for this one?
Contradiction.
Remember, the constants are the same.
Identity.
Mhm. Yeah, same amount. Same amount of variables and constant on both sides. Okay? Even if you solve it, when you subtract 80C from 80C, what you get is 55 equals to 55, and that's an identity. Because 55 is equal to 55 too. Okay? So this applies to right here. But if you want to keep going and you subtract the 80C, what did you get? You get 55 equals to 55. And this is true. Identity. All right. Now, let's do number 2. That's our last one here. Wow, how nice we were able to finish this. Good. So this one. What do? I just need to distribute, right? So it's going to be 2 over 3 times 3m, right? This is plus, and minus is going to be negative. 2 over 3 times 6 equals to 5 minus m. You can multiply or you can simplify. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is what? Is 2. 2 times 6 is what? 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I'm going to add 4. So I get 2m equals to 9 minus m. I'm going to add m on both sides. So I get 3m is equal to 9. Multiplied by the reciprocal. What is 9 divided by 3 is 3. All right, now that we finished and we have time, any questions or any exercise that you guys would like me to go over? Guys, are you still there?
Yep. Thank you very much for going over the review. It really helped.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Okay, anybody wants to stay? Because I have time to help you now. Yes, it will get posted out. Go ahead,
So-
Juan
Sorry.
Is this video going to be available today?
Yes, let me just stop it right now.